Okay, I was going to finish up for today, but instead we wanted to have some type of dessert. Excuse me. And so I whipped together a dessert a little bit earlier, but I wanted to try it first. And I tweaked it a few more times until it came out so good that I had to go ahead and stay up tonight and cook it one more time just to put on YouTube because it really is good. It's a 1 point, I'll call it chocolate brownie delight cookies. And they're 1 point each, but I will warn you, if you're putting it into your Weight Watcher app, you'll notice that as you go up 1, 2, 3, and after 3 or 4, it changes. They're more than 1 point each. So that's good, because otherwise I think you could eat a dozen of these. At least I could, maybe because I'm hungry, and they are really good and super easy. So what it is, I'll just show you the ingredients real quick, and then I'm gonna mix it up real quick. I take 1 scoop of the Devotion Brownie protein powder. You get this on devotion.com, or you can order this through Amazon, and I will post a link because so many people ask me, where do I get this stuff? This big tub, they're like, you know, a little pricey, but it goes a long way. And I tried to do the recipe without it, and they were runny from a recipe I looked up online. Then I thought about the protein powder. It always thickens up stuff when I bake. So it made it turn out wonderful. So in the recipe, you'll see I have a cup of the Devotion brownie. Actually, I think it's 1/3 of a cup. Anyway, I'll put the ingredients down in a minute, but I use Devotion brownie protein powder, the Swerve, it's the sugar substitute, but it's the confection sugar, the powdered sugar, and it's 0 points. PB2, that's the peanut butter chocolate, and that's low points. A little dash of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of vanilla, an egg, and then at the very end we're going to top it with a tiny bit of little mini chocolate chips, the little tiny ones, a little sprinkle of finely crushed nuts, and a little spray of the confection sugar at the end. So they're really good, and they're only 1 point each. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting it together, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm putting in here real quick so you'll know. Here's 1 cup of the PB2. Just going to put that right in there. Push this aside. 1 scoop. The scoop is in the Devotion chocolate brownie. Put that in there. The Swerve confection sugar, 1/3 of a cup in there. I'm doing all the dry ingredients first. A half a teaspoon of baking soda, put that there. A half a teaspoon of salt. You might hear my husband playing music in the background. He's playing me some music to go along with my videos. So we've got all the dry ingredients in here, and so I'm just going to take this and kind of swerve this around a little bit. Then I'm going to add a half a cup of water, a teaspoon of vanilla, and then 1 egg. And then these will go on the end after we get through cooking. I'll show you where these will go. But I'm going to go ahead and mix it up in my food processor. I did it by hand earlier, but I'm trying to just hurry up and speed through this, and it works so good. So I'm going to mix this all up in my food processor that I've got going over here. I've been putting everything here in it, and then I'll be right back. Okay, it's done mixing. You'll notice it looks like a brownie batter. So they're going to be a soft cookie, so just thought I'd tell you. I put parchment paper down on my little, I'm going to cook these in my air fryer oven, and this is my Instant Pot air fryer oven. Used to have the Power air fryer oven, that's good too. So anyway, I'm going to cook them in there, then just drop. You can use a teaspoon, which I did last time, but I think this is easier. And so I'm just dropping them by a teaspoonful onto here. The last batch, it made like 30. I'm just going to do a few here real quick. Okay, I've got 6 of them now. You'll see they, like I say, they're really flat. Right now they're going to puff up, but they're going to be soft. This is what they look like. I should have dropped them a little bit smaller because they spread. And so that's how they made 30, and I think I made them smaller. But that's okay. Anyway, so here's what we got right now, and then I'm going to go put just a tiny bit of the chocolate. Now I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of finely chopped nuts. I keep chopped nuts in a little jar because I put this on everything. When I make my 1-point waffle for breakfast every morning, I sprinkle this on it. I put it on all kinds of stuff. So I keep it in one of these. It's a little mason jar, and you can buy these little lids that go on the top that has a little thing where you can spoon out or you can shake it out. So I'm just going to shake a little bit of this on top of each one. Okay. So these came out of the oven. I'm going to let them cool. Some of them were a little bigger than the others. So instead of making 30, I made like 2.5 dozen. But I'm trying to let them cool a little bit. It's important you put them on parchment paper, but also spray the parchment paper with a little bit of nonstick spray, and they'll come off a little bit easier than what they're coming off right now. So that's kind of what you do here. This is what they look like when they come out. This is what I have left over. Also, I was going to tell you, instead of sprinkling the nuts all over it, it made such a big mess and I was wasting nuts. So, you know, I was taking the little 1/4 cup teaspoon to do just a tiny bit of the chocolate chips. And so I got the idea also just to do the same thing with the nuts. Only really like half of the 1/4, so it'd be like 1/8. Just sprinkle a tiny bit right where you need it. And that covered all of those without giving a bunch of extra points. And I'm going to put these now in the air fryer oven. If you want to cook this in the regular oven, I would suggest cooking it like 400 and for around 10 minutes. Maybe, you know, look at it between 8 and 10. Of course, you don't have to rotate them because you're going to put them on one big tray. Put them on parchment paper sprayed with a little bit of pan, or if you use a non-stick cooking sheet, spray that with Pam also, just to make sure that they don't stick. And so now I'm going to get the powdered sugar. I'm going to sprinkle them, and I'm going to show you how they turned out. Okay, I put the last batch into the power air fryer oven. I'm going to turn it on to cook in just a minute, but I'm going to finish this up before I turn it on to avoid all the noise. These are the ones we just cooked that I showed you we put on here. The last final thing I'm going to do is I put some of that Swerve Powdered Sugar Replacement in one of my little shakers. So this is 0 points. And just going to sprinkle a little bit, just a little dusting on top of each one. And just, they're so good. Can't wait, we're going to have some coffee with them. And here's the ones I made a little bit earlier. And the first batch also that I made some of them without any nuts. Without any nuts or without any chocolate chips. Just the brownie ones. And then I put them in a little sandwich bag with the confection powdered sugar Swerve brand, and coated them, and they're really good too. But so in case you have somebody who really they don't want chocolate chips or they don't want nuts, then they can have these kind. And actually the points are the same, except I think if you when you go to add 3 or 4 more, these will probably be a little less because there's no chocolate chips. And even though that's just minor, but this is what I made for dessert. My husband would just say, what are we having for dessert? This is what we're having, 1 point each. And it's so good to be able to cook healthy and stay within my points and stay below my goal. And if you enjoy my videos, please share with others, and you have a wonderful and blessed day. I will have the recipe posted under the description, and I hope you enjoy it and have others and share, of course, with others. Bye-bye.